Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us at the National Wrestling Alliance. This has been a remarkable year for the NWA, filled with twists and turns and tinseled turmoil. We've witnessed the rise of new champions, the birth of stars, and the emergence of future legends. As we approach this new year, we'd like to offer our gratitude to the loyal fan base that has stood steadfast with the National Wrestling Alliance through the best and worst of times. Rest assured, 2024 is slated to be a landmark year for this historic promotion, and we can't thank you enough for taking this journey with us. As a show of appreciation, we're closing 2023 out with some festive fights and championship cheer. Today, you will see some of your favorite competitors deliver hard-hitting action the way only the National Wrestling Alliance can. This is the NWA, where Christmas spirit lives and where miracles are forged.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hour of Powerrr Podcast. My name is Knight, and I am joined alongside with Trey, and soon, another special guest. But I will leave that to Trey to announce them. But anywho...
What? You got me.
Already starting off on a shit show. This is just great, isn't it?
It is. I'm excited about tonight. We got the NWA World Television Champion waiting to get on here. We've got plenty of questions to ask them. And we're going to open up the NWA chat, let them ask some questions as long as they're somewhat intelligent questions. And we're looking to have Kara on here because we always talk about Kara. She's such an influence from this podcast and really kind of, just had my back when I talked about starting an NWA podcast with you. She's always kind of had her back and shared it as much as possible. So we want to have Kara on. She's a star in the back. She makes everybody look good.
Yeah, Kara has been one of those people that has been a tremendous supporter. And I've only had the one conversation with her, but she was very genuine when we had that conversation. Actually, it was when we were talking about trying to get her into the Spectaculars.
Yes.
And she thought that you ran the Instagram account, and she's like, hey, you should do this. And I was like,
oh, no. Trey's not that smart.
I was like, this is Night. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And we were BSing for probably about 5-10 minutes, but Kara was an absolute sweetheart. And yeah, I'd just be grateful for her support and everyone that has not only tuned in this year for the short amount of time that we've been doing this, but everyone that has shared and interacted with us. So we're extremely grateful. Really are.
We're having a blast doing it. We love it. We've got big things coming in 2024. And we're very thankful for anybody who gives us a listen every week or supports us in any way. And that includes our people in our NWA chat who will have a voice tonight in trivia. Yes, that's right. On the NWA Hour of Powerrr podcast, we're going to have some trivia tonight.
There will definitely be some interesting questions, and forewarn, Trey doesn't even know these answers either. He tried his luck at one of them and shit the bed. So
I did.
Yeah, let's see whoever can complete the lucky 7, as I've called it. And if somebody does complete the lucky 7, they will earn a shirt from the NWA shop or NWA merch.
Awesome. Yes.
And I will personally buy it because I'm also looking for a t-shirt as well. So there's that.
They've got a sale.
Yeah, they do. Actually, as a matter of fact, check it out. NationalWrestlingAlliance.com.
So maybe we should just start this review off, and then we will try to have our special guest on and do some trivia. It's a big episode this week.
Yeah, there is a lot to pack in, and depending on how long this runs will depend on whether we cut it into 2 parts. So it's more digestible compared to, I don't know, possibly a 3-hour podcast. Hopefully it doesn't get that way because I got some things I got to do.
Sure.
But let's get right down into business with match number 1. It was the Christmas Tag Team Battle Royale.
Ow, I love a good battle royal.
You know, this was... I went into this match with one expectation, and then it kind of caught me off guard that it was the second expectation.
Yeah. So I didn't see this coming, but I immediately thought of you when the outcome of this battle.
It wasn't even so much the outcome; it was the circumstances around it. When you think battle royale, it's one versus all.
Yes,
Not
true.
a tag
But
team battle
you have,
royale.
but I mean, yeah, but tag team battle royals happen all the time. Every major organization has them.
I'm sorry, Monkey Boy didn't really watch back in the 1800s when you were alive, pal.
Actually, it's more of a newer thing.
Really?
They didn't do that shit in the 90s because logically, it can be kind of messy.
Yeah, it clearly fucking showed. I was confused up till, I think, about the end. Not gonna lie. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's a tag team battle royale. Oh, this makes a lot more sense.
Well, I do like the logic of the fact that most of the tag teams, they paired off into teams, and you had it wasn't like just one member of the tag team was, in there. I mean, at certain points, yes, but you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Basically, I've seen tag battle royals where one member gets eliminated and the other member just has to leave the ring. It's so awkward.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, is it going to be once one member gets eliminated, the other one has to step out, or is there an opportunity? And we clearly saw that. There were some definite highlights in this match that I was thoroughly impressed with. Mark this down, Trey, because or you might as well use this as a soundbite. Sage Chance had a very, very impressive knee to Dylan Stewart in the corner.
Yes, he did.
I thought he was almost going to fall out of the ring myself after that knee, but he didn't. And the Stu Crew was the first team to be eliminated. I didn't catch the second team that was eliminated.
I did not either. It was a lot going on.
Yeah, there was just a lot of moving parts, and I was like, okay. And even going back and rewinding it a couple times, I didn't catch some of the names, and I was like, my bad.
I've actually kind of currently got it on, watching this back over. I was not expecting the Slime Balls to get the win here.
No.
It was quite the surprise. And like I said, I immediately laughed because I just thought of you.
But at the same time, it would make sense as to why they have a U.S. tag title shot against the Immortals at Paranoia.
God, I feel like the Immortals are going to try to murder them.
Yeah, and we had discussed this in the Discord for the Alliance blog. It didn't matter which team, tag team title they went for. It was almost the lesser of the two ass whippings that the Slime Balls were basically going to get.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the Slime Balls get the win here. And maybe a little bit of a push. Man, what an incredible card they have coming up for Paranoia.
Dude.
And Revolution.
Yeah, Viva la Revolution.
Yes. Holy crap, man.
Yeah, they're building up, and I'm thoroughly. I wish
just
I could.
Live events, or are they going to be like?
I hope to God that they take some of these.
Power. Oh God, I would like, especially The one that they're doing with a C, what is it? CXX? I can't remember.
CCW, I think it is.
No, it's not CZW.
No,
It's,
CC.
okay, yeah,
like-
that's it.
Like Charles.
Man, I would love to see that. They should put that on the Fight app for like $20, $10. I don't know. I would get it. Definitely.
Yeah, you're paying for it this time.
I will.
Yeah, CCW.
Yes. No news on the pay-per-view front though. They're keeping that hush hush.
Yeah, they've.
The rumor is that it will be in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm sure we'll find out with due time when the time starts to draw a little closer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move.
Steps in my head. Go ahead.
We're gonna move on.
All right.
Promo number 1 of the night: Aaron Stevens with blunt force trauma.
Drama.
Oh my God. Aaron Stevens was throwing some pure fire, rhyming and just letting it flow. And I was just, yes.
Mesmerized.
Yes.
I love it when he starts making fun of Kyle Davis. He's like, here, let me do your job for you.
I know. I fucking popped when that happened.
Oh my God. He just kind of leads into on the shot too. Like, I'm like, oh man.
I was like about in tears, laughing my ass off when I watched that.
Yes. The man is pure gold on the mic.
And Damage and Carnage spoke a little bit on the mic. They were short and sweet to the points. Although hearing Damage was kind of weird.
Yeah, they got their little lines in. That's why they have Aaron Stevens, is to guide them through these interviews. Promo.
But I will say though, BFT, they are just a force to be reckoned with, and their opponents, they do not stand a chance.
I'm watching his facial expressions as he's trying to act like Kyle Davis. Dude, it's just like, this guy's great. I wish he was back in the ring, though.
I know. Same here, dude. I would love it so fucking much.
I would love to see him, like, oh my God, a feud with like EC3. Imagine. Then he could have blunt force trauma, have his back. Oh, man. It would be good. All right.
Nipples can only get so hard.
Okay.
Stop it.
It is cold outside.
Not that bad.
It's probably warmer here than it is in your neck of the woods.
It's only a balmy 28 degrees.
Oh, Jesus. It is in the upper 30s here, like 38.
Yeah, you're fine. But with that being said, we are going to move on to match number 2. Missa Kate versus Sal the Pal.
Sal the Pal.
What did you think of this match, Trey?
Pure comedy. I don't know. It was more than I expected. I will say that, because normally in these kind of matches, these comedy matches, especially with a character like Sal, it's just kind of shenanigans, and the woman gets the best of the man almost the entire match, and then ends up rolling him up for a pin or something. He might get like one move on her. But this was like a meltdown of Sal. That's what told the more of the story in this match, was that dude's not right in the head, because, he's with James Mitchell now, who controls his soul and apparently his career. So, yeah.
Yeah, this match, to me, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot out of it. I was like, okay, this is just a quick in and out match, and boy, was I wrong. I actually, not gonna lie, enjoyed this match.
Yeah, like I said, it really caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting much from this match, honestly. I thought it was just gonna be, like I said, just comedy, and they all have a certain formula. But this, I liked about this because it told more story than anything. It wasn't a 5-star classic. It was Sal's, character just breaking down, basically.
The one,
it had a couple of comedy spots, obviously, in it, but dude, when he started slamming his head on the turnbuckle, I was like, he's losing it.
Or the clap off.
That was a comedy spot.
Yeah, but it was enjoyable. Everyone got behind Missa more than everyone got behind Sal.
Yeah, but that's what made him break down.
And then this got me to laugh when Sal 619'd, or as it is properly called, the Tiger Fade Kick.
But they also mentioned in commentary that that's his version of the 619.
Did you hear or did you catch what Sal said to the crowd?
I did not.
He yells after he hits the 619, "I just 619'd a girl," and gets back into the ring. Sal hitting Missa with that headbutt. I was like, "Oh,
that clothesline to the back of that's when I was like, oh my, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. And then Sal's kind of like, he's beside himself. I can't believe I just did that to a woman.
And then he tries to find his chi.
Just let me pin you right here. He's just like, let me pin you.
And then he eats a little kick fillet, and Missa picks up the victory.
Well, she slaps the shit out of him, and then he just stomps the crap out of her. I mean, like, whew, brutal. Stomps her on the face. Yeah. I'm watching this, obviously.
Oh, so you're at the beginning.
No, this is towards the end. He's about to lose his shit here in just a minute.
Unless if I've been drinking during that episode, which I probably have. I've been doing that an awful lot lately.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are less than 10 minutes from Kara being on the podcast.
Oh, she actually got back to you?
Hey, yeah, she just did.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
All right, well.
Yep. We'll continue on with this match, though. So what did you think of this match? You liked it?
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising. I didn't know if you'd like this.
Yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was invested. There wasn't anything that I had any complaints about. Honestly, I really didn't. So, both Missa and Sal did a damn good job, and I can't complain.
See, when he starts beating his head on the turnbuckle and just making that face, is like, oh man, he's about to do something absolutely terrible to her. And he does, or he tries to. She gets a chop, gets a little bit of a hope spot here. But yeah. Anyways, we can move on.
I mean, Missa basically had his number the entire match, except for a couple times. Let's be real.
Yeah. Basically, Sal, this is just telling the story of Sal losing his freaking mind.
Yeah. Ooh, squeeze me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and he lost.
Yeah, didn't go so well for him.
No.
But we're going to... Damn it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he's lost his shit, and he'll probably continue to lose his shit as long as he's with James Mitchell.
Here's my question to you. What do you think is going to be the death? I shouldn't say the death of Sal, but what do you think is going to be his lowest point?
We might have seen his lowest point. Maybe in the coming weeks. I don't know. I didn't really see him in a match at Paranoia. Did you?
I can.
Yeah, I need to look at that.
Definitely do my research real quick.
Okie dokie.
You entertain people for a little bit.
So look, the next match, we had the former U.S. Tag Team Champions, Talus and Daisy Kill, and they are pretty much pushing them. It would seem at this point. They took on what is EC3's territory?
Exodus Pro. They took on Carson Drake and Lord Crew, which actually Carson Drake got signed to a official NWA contract.
Well, he's very talented. Is just such a heel. Just look at him. He's a heel.
He's a heel, motherfucker.
He's a heel. His partner didn't really match up well with him, but apparently there are a tag team.
No, from what I heard, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me while you're going through it.
Yeah.
That was just kind of a hodgepodge to just show off Exodus Pro a little bit.
Oh, okay. Because I could have sworn in commentary they mentioned them being a tag team. But either way, decent little match. But really, they're just still, they're still giving these guys a good push in the U.S. Tag division.
Yeah, Carson definitely took a lot of the offense in this match, but he still stood up and put up a bit of a fight, and which was, good on Carson for willing to take that ass whooping and just be like, yeah, let's see what you got.
Yeah, basically. They pushed these guys, basically letting the audience know, like, look, they may have lost the U.S. tag titles, but these guys are still in the thick of things.
Yes.
And you know what? I've kind of come to like these guys as a tag team. I still would like to see like a good double team finisher from these guys, because what we got was a submission on for the finish.
Yeah, the Pushing Daisies. Yeah, I don't fucking want to be in Pushing Daisies. Screw that.
Well, no, I mean, as in a singles match, that's great, but I don't know. I just maybe a choke slam into that. I guess I don't know. Just suggestions, but I like them, man. They're a great tag team. I remember the first time seeing them, I'm like, I don't know about these guys. But yeah, they've kind of grown on me.
I liked them off the start. I definitely, when I first started rewatching Powerrr, what was it, back in September when we were in discussions about doing this?
Yes.
I definitely had my specific talent that I liked, and that I was like, you know what? I can definitely get behind these people. Because, I mean, hell, for instance, we've got Mims. I liked him right off the bat. Here, let me go through some of my older notes. Jordan Clearwater was another one.
Yep.
Of course, you got Murdoch and Murdoch. Knox, I've been kind of hit or miss on throughout his career. I really did like Kenzie Page, Kylie Page, and Ella Envy. I liked the whole Pretty Empowered stable. Yeah. It was a nice change up of things that I'm used to seeing.
I love the fact that we're getting Mims versus Max the Impaler, a match I suggested right here on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with you and willing things into existence, but you need to fucking knock it off.
Okay, sorry. I'm not trying to play Booker, but I did suggest Jedias and Thrillbilly, and maybe we're getting that.
No, because at Paranoia, which I'm happy to see. You know what we're getting for Thrillbilly?
What's that?
Thrillbilly is defending his national championship against Burchill.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, that's gonna be good too.
Fucking hyped for that one. Another match that I'm looking forward to seeing is Alex Misery versus Magic Jake.
I saw that too. Yeah. I like that they're giving him like a singles match.
They definitely need to give Cody James a singles match too. I like Cody.
Hell yeah. Cody's cool.
Cody is very talented. Cody is a wonderful, wonderful man. So give both of them a single shot. Both of them,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, both of them bust their ass. Both of them deserve it just as much as they deserve a tag team shot.
Yep, they're showing the previews for the Tampa show as well. And then you got EC3, Matt Cardona. God, that's going to be great. And the ultimate death match.
I'm just rolling my eyes. I don't want to face you in a death match. I want you in an ultimate match of death.
And then EC3 is like, okay, whatever, dude. Whatever, man.
But
whatever you want to call it, dude.
Yeah.
You can't go past death match. A death match is a death match. No, it's an ultimate death match. Maybe there'll be more weapons around the ring. I don't know.
Who knows? But we're gonna move on slightly. They did the rewind for the last 14 minutes of Powerrr. Was a rewind back to NWA 75, Camille versus Kenzie Page for the NWA Women's World Championship. Listen, we're not really going to review this match much because if you don't know the outcome, one, get the hell out of underneath whatever rock you're living under.
Right.
There should be. Everyone hide. Shh, we're not here.
Hello?
Kara, everyone.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
Yes. I just have never, I wasn't expecting it to be on speaker. I've just never used this.
Yeah, it can be kind of difficult. We've had problems with it in the past.
No, I mean, it's working great. I already had Spotify, so I didn't have to download. I've just never, I've never done this. This is great.
Awesome. We're so happy to finally have you on the podcast. We talk about how great you are all the time. We did it at the beginning of this podcast. You've been such a great person to have in our corner and to kind of cheer us on. And we just want to say thank you.
I think you're giving me too much credit, but you are very welcome. I'm so excited. Are we recording?
Oh, go ahead.
Are we like actually recording right now?
We can, but we can edit stuff out.
Oh.
We can edit out whatever you want to.
What is this wee bullshit?
No, well, okay, Knighton can edit anything out that you want out.
I'm just wondering where the mute is. Like, what if I have to sneeze? There's no mute.
No big deal. I mean, you've listened to podcasts before. You hear dogs in the background sometimes. Somebody's wife or husband walks in and asks them something, right in the middle of recording.
Or a girlfriend throws bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she dropped a laptop as well.
Earlier. Yeah, that's on the podcast too, of you dropping your laptop on your face.
Oh, see, we scared her off.
Damn it.
Let's have her back on. Hold on. We're back.
I can hear you guys the whole time.
I know, we couldn't hear you. That was so weird. And then your name disappeared from the recording part.
Well, I'm back and I'm so excited. So who else is joining tonight?
Well, thanks to you, we possibly could be having Mims on the line a little bit later, and you're welcome to join, or you can hop off. It does not matter here in a little while. But we wanted to talk to you real fast before we had Mims on.
Yeah.
And like we said earlier, we kind of, you've been a proud supporter of the NWA podcast, and kind of tell our audience what you do for NWA.
Sure. So I have, I've been doing hair for NWA since late 2019. There was definitely a little break in 2020, but yeah. I don't do makeup. I feel like one time on the show you
I probably did.
Well, and I only say that because we have amazing makeup artists, and one main one in particular, Maggie. So I don't want to steal any thunder from Maggie because she's amazing. But I've done the hair for almost every season of Powerrr. I think I've only missed 2.
Okay. Yeah. I'm watching the Camille and Kenzie Page bout from NWA 75. Were you there to do the hair?
Yes, I was, and that was so much fun. I loved watching that again this week. Camille did not want her hair done for that match. She sometimes does her own, sometimes I do it. Yeah. But I had a lot of fun with Kenzie's for that match. I just thought she looked amazing. She did. Kenzie, she doesn't ever look bad. I mean, none of them do. They're beautiful.
I saw her years ago on an independent show, and she is almost like she's transformed her body in just the last 3 or 4 years. You can tell she's ass off to get where she's at. So I think the audience, you can tell, even with her being somewhat of a heel in this bout with Camille, you could tell the audience was very proud of her, and she got a good standing ovation.
Yes, and she does look incredible. I mean, no body shaming. I thought she looked amazing
Yes.
before, but it's
Yeah, she did, but she is like, you can tell she's just, she's just worked her ass off.
yes.
Yep.
Yes, she's amazing. And I mean, inside and outside the ring, she's just truly one of my favorites. It's kind of hard because I love everyone, so I'm just going to sit here
Yeah.
and talk about how much I love everyone, but when she's in my chair, it's a true joy. I absolutely love her.
What was the atmosphere like when Camille finally losing that championship? Was it like when she came in the back? Was there any kind of like a standing ovation, or was it kind of eerie a little bit? The fact that she'd held the title for so long, and here she is losing it.
I'll probably disappoint you because I was so excited to watch that match because I did not, I had no idea what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched it in the crowd. I normally
that's really cool.
Yeah, like I don't always catch all the TV tapings, but for the pay-per-views, I try to get to the crowd right when I'm finished doing hair. Sometimes I have to like go back and touch up something, but I want to watch. So I don't remember. I don't want to make up an answer. I don't know if I even saw them that night. I do remember seeing. I'm trying to remember if that was. I think I remember seeing Kenzie just looking tired but happy.
Well, that was a pretty long match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I won't lie. I'm sad that I wasn't back there. There have been times that I wished when I was in the crowd. I'm like, gosh, I wish I could go back there right now. But it's too much running back and forth. But I'm sorry.
I don't blame you for wanting to sit out in the crowd for that.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, I got to join you last time.
Right. And I'm looking for you in the crowd now as I've got it on in the background.
Oh, I always hide. Oh, you're not going to see me. I hide.
Oh, okay. What would be your favorite experience this year with everything you've done, and why is it the wedding?
I was going to say the wedding was so much fun. It was one of the most fun days of my entire life. I've been trying to get back on ever since.
Well, I'm telling you, Aaron Stevens was a show stealer there for. Oh man, I feel sorry for your friend though.
Yeah,
terrible
that was
experience.
rough.
That was a terrible experience.
That was terrible. I mean, I was not expecting. That was really hard to hold her down. She got cake all over my dress.
Oh yeah.
She went crazy. But
it was
Aaron
you and
was
some
amazing.
other girl that were consoling her, right?
Yes, Polo Del Mar was the other person consoling. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, no, that was terrible.
But it was the best experience you probably had this year, all right?
Yeah, I mean, it was so much fun. I mean, I did hair that day, and then I quickly was like, okay, well now I need to get ready. So I threw the dress on, I curled my hair. Luckily, our amazing makeup artist did my makeup. And then I was so nervous before going out that my hand went numb. Like I was so nervous that I was not breathing deep enough. And my hand was like pins and needles. And I was like, okay, well now I can't feel my hand.
Oh, you got that nervous?
Yes,
that happens to me when I get super nervous. I'll have that pins and needles kind of and stuff. Like when I was at the hospital and all they did was give me a shot and I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I am so sorry you were in the hospital so long, by the way. I felt awful for you. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Don't make Knighton's rolling his eyes right now.
Well, no, I am currently getting messages on the good old Instagrams right now.
Okay.
I'm just checking if we're good for 9 p.m. Yes, we are.
Oh, are you talking to Mims?
I am speaking to Mims currently on the Instagrams.
Well,
tell him to come on. Tell him I'm already on.
He loves Kara.
They all love me. I'm kidding. I love all of them.
Give me 1 second. I gotta copy the link.
We had a lot of questions for him in the NWA chat.
He's got a big match coming up at Paranoia.
Oh my Gosh,
It's already getting like a lot of
podcast. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I wasn't expecting so much negativity in the comments.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, he can talk about it, but there's a lot of negativity.
Oh yeah, I want to hear about this. That'll be great. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that I haven't read any negative comments. I'm excited about it, and when we shared it in the NWA chat, I remember Josh Powell specifically. He was like, "Look, that's going to be awesome. The way they're going to book that, it should be very, very interesting." And it's gotten to the point. Look, I never talk about wrestling with my wife. I mentioned this to my wife. I'm like, "This is going to be awesome." And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because nobody can beat this woman." And she threw Mims over the top rope at Solwyn. And I'm just like, you got to have this match. You got to have it.
It's gonna be so good. That's one that I truly like. I'm gonna try really hard to finish everyone. Hopefully, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how late I'll work with that second. There's like another show after Paranoia, but I'm going to try to get out there as quickly as I can.
Is that going to be filmed or is that just a live event?
I think it's live.
Dang.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll show it. I'll find out. Mims might know, but if not, I'll find out for you.
Yeah, that'd be great if it's on. If they aired it for Powerrr one week, that would be great.
Oh, I bet they will.
I hate to cut you off. I hopefully sent Mims the right link, but I don't know.
Let's see. I can try.
I sent it to him via Instagram. I copied the exact link that you had sent me to join this call, so hopefully it works. This is why I shouldn't be trusted with things.
You're doing great.
Cool. I think I just did one like this earlier. Give me a second. I'll hop on. Cool. Well, let's see if I don't botch this.
It'll work. It'll work.
Okay.
Have faith.
Listen, faith is something I really have.
Wow. It's hard to believe that Camille is going to be leaving NWA. She's been such a huge part of NWA.
Is that just like a dirt sheet thing, or has that been officially? I mean, I've spoken to her. I just don't know.
She's told management that she is leaving in 2024, and the way they have booked Camille makes me think that she's entering the free agency at the start of the year. And I say that because she lost in the intergender match a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then they show this match with her finally losing the title and then that's normally what you do when a talent leaves the territory or leaves a company.
Gotcha.
You have them lose on the way out, basically. So,
well, last I spoke to her, what you're saying was a likely scenario, but things were still in the air. And it's from what you just said, it does seem like that's what's happening, but I will miss her tremendously. I love her.
Well, you never know. There could be a deal struck,
Yeah. Or maybe she can just show up again, like when Allison Kay showed up again at 75.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem her husband's going anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they just moved to Florida, and it looks like they opened a wrestling school.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, with two other people. I know one of them is Samuel Shaw.
Yes. The man who crawls around on his arms.
Yes.
That's scary.
Gosh, I'm watching this match over. She just power bombs the crap out of Kenzie Page, just folds her in half. She has to outsmart Camille. That's a cool story they told in the match too. When she runs into the turnbuckle.
Sometimes it's hard for me to watch because even though I know Kenzie is so strong, she's just so small, and I hate to see her thrown around.
Right.
Like, the match she had with Max, like,
yeah,
I forgot wait, was that it? No, it wasn't at 75. It was
no.
earlier this year. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible about remembering the matches or what events they were at.
Yes.
Yeah, that was brutal too. She is just we're about to see Max finally get what's coming to her. I feel like Mims has got this.
I hope so. I mean, I think he wears that title well.
Where has Mims gone? He viewed my message 3 minutes ago, and I haven't heard hair of him.
Well, he actually responded to me. Just a minute, gotta find my headphones. No problem.
Well, apparently he likes you more than he likes me. Go figure.
No, he just now responded to me. Like, who's this guy messaging me? What in the?
Probably like, who in the fuck are these people? Oh yeah, you're right. I said I would come on their show. Oh yeah, I forgot. We love Mims.
How did we got Kara and Mims on the line tonight? That's awesome.
I know.
And Mims is one of your favorite people, right, Kara?
I mean, he's definitely one of my favorites, but you guys, I seriously I'm friends with everyone and I love everyone.
I was about to say, did you not listen, Trey? She said she loves everybody.
And I'm not even just saying that. Obviously, I genuinely love all the women. And of the guys that I know, he is absolutely one of my favorites. Some of the guys I don't know. Most of them I do. But yeah, he's just so sweet. He's just like a genuine nice guy. I mean, he's had a bit of a heel turn oh my God. Sal is one of my favorite human beings on earth.
What did you think of his match recently?
Yeah,
Sal's losing it.
Yeah. And I love Missy Kate. That was hard to watch.
May we suggest therapy for Sal?
I think that might be in the cards for him. I'm going to give him that suggestion.
Surely you don't like James Mitchell.
Yes, Trey, you are the one who told me who James Mitchell was. Remember?
I remember. Yes. So it's not even really a story, but Kara.
No, I'll tell you the story.
Okay, good.
I'll tell you the story. It was in St. Louis at NWA 73. Yes. I was at some after party, and this was before I knew a lot of people, or I didn't really know any of the guys. And he came up to me and he said, "Can I take a photo with you?" And I'd never seen this man in my entire life. And I was like, "Why?" And he said, "Because I think you're pretty and I want to take a photo with you."
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Okay." So then he took a photo with me and it ends up on Facebook. And then Trey is like, "Oh my gosh, James Mitchell." And I was like, "Trey, who is this guy? I have no idea who this man is that I'm in a photo with." But now I love him. He's got 2 chihuahuas. You think he's all satanic, but I have 2 chihuahuas and he has 2 chihuahuas. So we bond over chihuahuas.
Well, then I definitely shouldn't say what I was thinking.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, what was that?
Chihuahuas are of the devil.
Well, I've got one sleeping on my lap. You're actually right.
Well, you know what?
You're right.
Kara, your mother's chihuahua,
yes.
Never Land Chop never warmed up to me.
My chihuahuas are much friendlier than Lamb Chop was, but yes, Lamb Chop was of the devil. So I think Knighton's actually onto something there.
Yeah. Lamb Chop just liked, the family. The very close, just the dad, the mommy, and the 2 sisters.
I love that you remember Lamb Chop, though.
Yes.
I've kept the Chihuahua tradition alive.
I rode with Lamb Chop in a car all the way to Miami from North Georgia. So I thought surely Lamb Chop's going to warm up to me. Maybe on occasion, on a rare every once in a while.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Well, James Mitchell has the devil dogs as well.
Yes.
Tim Storm has 2 chihuahuas too.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Tim Storm is a national treasure.
He is, and now that I talk about chihuahuas with these men. It's wonderful.
Oh wait, that was his rival. That was a national treasure. Okay, never mind. I pretend I never said that.
Oh, Nick Aldis, was he the national treasure?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's now a GM on SmackDown. Well,
That is true.
Yes.
But I'm going to pivot back to the dogs thing of you guys might think I'm weird, and I'm like the only person that I've ever known to have this. I have a fear of small dogs.
I do too,
Really?
after working for UPS, because they were always the meanest.
It's not because they are little assholes and they like.
Hey, Dachshunds are pretty mean too.
I know they are.
My parents, they're Dachshund people.
The
Aw.
reason,
Remember, Kara?
I do, and I do remember. And I
Yeah.
love Dachshunds. I think they're amazing.
the reason why I have a
Wiener
fear of
dogs.
small dogs is because I'm afraid I'm going to step on them. Because I'm 5'11", but I'm a massive step when it comes to
Could
walking.
break their back if you did step on. That's true.
Exactly.
I got dogs.
Like about as small of a
You got
you don't have to stop for
television
me.
champion.
Keep going.
Listen, we're just talking about a weird fear of small dogs.
And my love
Small
for small dogs.
dogs.
Yes, I hate small dogs like Chihuahuas and wiener dogs. Absolutely have a small fear of them, and it's utterly asinine. I'm going to be real.
I mean, Knighton, you and I cannot be friends if you don't like Chihuahuas, but
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly. You're out of the club. You're off the show. This is your last day. You've signed your death warrant for your job, man.
Shit, I signed my death warrant July 20th of 1998.
what happened that day?
I was born.
You were born.
A
You're
child.
baby. You were born in 1998.
That's what I say. God,
Trey, I didn't know
I
you had a
know,
baby on the show.
I know it.
What is this, the fucking Hour of Powerrr or the hour of bullying the shit out of me? What the
Yes.
hell?
We're not
Nice.
bullying you. We wish.
It's not
I wish I
bullying.
was as young as you.
You know, I do too.
Yeah, if it's justified, it's not bullying. This is totally justified. You're too young.
Wow.
Get off
Wow,
the show. This is
Mims.
for adults.
I feel hurt. And I
Mims.
love you, man.
Whoa, look, I mentioned Mims gear a few weeks ago, the X-Men gear. Okay, and I'm like, oh man, it's so awesome, blah blah blah. And I'm talking about it, and Justin and Knighton are like, what? No, we didn't watch that. What are you talking about?
No. It was Justin that didn't watch it. I knew what the hell it was referencing.
So you watched the da-na-na-na-na-na.
Yes.
Na-na-na-na-na.
Listen, just because I'm young doesn't mean I didn't experience. and
Ma'am,
watch.
so you were an X-Men fan.
Clearly, I was very much an X-Men fan. Actually, the
Who's
first two superheroes I ever saw on television, just like, flipping the channels or whatnot when I was a kid. The very first ones, it was Hal Jordan. It was on Super Friends, and the second one was Cyclops. After that, it was Gambit, and I was off to the races. I was like, these two guys are some of the coolest guys I've ever seen. Obviously, Green Lantern still has my heart more than anything else. But, Cyclops and Gambit, they were like the coolest X-Men I'd ever seen. The first X-Men I'd ever seen.
Gambit, I will agree with you on, but Cyclops was like the Leonardo of X-Men. He was like, if he wasn't an X-Men, he would be a play it by the rules cop.
Yeah.
So I love his dynamic with Wolverine. Obviously, Wolverine did not like him and thought he was a Boy Scout. And it was just, dude, I love that show. It was my favorite cartoon growing up.
Yeah, and see, it's definitely one of my favorites too. I actually recently rewatched it. When I say recently, I say at least within like 2023. So, like, something, since we're already on this, I'm gonna totally get off topic here. Something that was solely like so weird to me is that, like, my dad used to always tell me this about the show, and some of my older friends would be like, "Yeah, man, when Morph died, that was like the worst part of the show. I can't believe that. That was terrible. Oh, it broke my heart as a kid." I'm watching it. And I'm like, I don't really care about Morph. Like, brother, who cares about Morph? He was like the worst X-Men possible. He sucked the most.
was
He had no
terrible.
reason to be out there.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I wasn't heartbroken over that either.
Yeah.
It was just, man, I always thought it was great when one more X-Men thing. The episodes when the villains would actually team up with X-Men, like Magneto to take on Sinister Minister. and all those. Oh man, I think it's coming back too. If I'm not mistaken, like Disney's bringing it back or something.
Sinister Minister, like James Mitchell.
No, he mixed up his wrestling
No,
there. It
no,
was
yeah, I
Mr.
did.
Sinister. Yeah.
Yes, that's my bad.
Oh,
We had just got done talking about James Mitchell
yes.
earlier too.
Yeah,
We did.
I think like Mr. Sinister was actually like revealed to be like Jack the Ripper originally too, or something like that. Like he's been alive for thousands of years or something, or at least
Yeah,
hundreds.
comics. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk about real quick your match you had last week with your tag partner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is going on with this, man? This was the time limit draw. Okay. Is he gonna get a rematch?
Is he gonna get a rematch for what?
For the television title.
I don't really see what really warranted a rematch, but I mean, okay.
Well, he took you to the limit. He wanted 5 more minutes. He kept, after the match, he was complaining 5 more minutes. Are you going to give him a rematch?
Okay. This is the thing, right? If everybody who lost while going for the NWA World Television Championship would automatically get a rematch, then, I'd already be done with the Lucky Sevens by now. It'd be endless rematches, one after another after another. I could have fought Carson Drake 7 times by now and already be World Heavyweight Champion, if that's how things work. I'm sorry. It's not my fault that the young man lost.
Right.
Hey, you got to manage your time. Brother, I've already went through it. I went through it with Jordan Clearwater. Time was not on my side. Hey, I had to chalk it up as a loss. I had to go on about my business. With Tyrus, I just straight up lost. I got my ass whooped 2 different times by Tyrus. But did I get another rematch just because? No, that's just not how things work in pro wrestling. You have to earn it. I earned it. He didn't. I mean, let's look at facts, right?
What? How is that going to affect your relationship with your former tag partner?
It shouldn't affect it at all. I mean, what's fair is fair. Let's put it like that. I mean, he got a shot. He lost. We move on. We go forward. Maybe if he's not so focused on me and getting 5 more minutes or doing this or doing that, maybe he could put in another attempt to take away the national title from Thrillbilly. I can't make him win a title. You know what they say? You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Right.
And what I was trying to do was I was trying to help the man drink, and he happened to lose the match. We all saw it, fair and square. As fair as we could possibly be square.
So let's move on to this big unification television title match coming up.
Okay.
How do you game plan against someone the likes of Max the Impaler?
So this is the way that this works, right? Oh, what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say some big speech about like how Max is this great, crazy competitor? No. They've earned a shot by taking advantage of, admittedly, my kindness, my naivety to, these professional wrestling hardcore matches. That's my fault. That's on me. I can't blame anybody else except for, myself on that one. I shouldn't have been the nice guy and put the title down. Maybe I should have split them from their elbow to their asshole, whatever. With that title, I put it down. I took the finish. I took the pin. You have a right to step in the same ring as the television champion once you pin that champion. So they've earned it. But when it comes to a game plan, my game plan is the same as for everybody else. Beat that ass. It's 3 words. It's pretty simple. There's not much other strategy that you really need to it. Go in there and whoop their ass. Then you win. I think that's pretty pro wrestling to me. Did you think Stone Cold had that same type of strategy? Yes. And it worked, didn't it?
Yes, you bring up good points. This match, is this your biggest match since you've came to the NWA?
Let's see. It's a big match. It's a historic match. For the first time, we will have the NWA Women's Television Champion going against the Men's Television Championship, and we're unifying it. So yes, you could say in a way it's one of the biggest matches that I've ever had. I'd say the biggest match up to this point, because this is something to where I get to, do what I do best, which is shut up the doubt. There was doubt after people saw me get pinned at Selwyn. I hadn't even had a defense yet. First time I'm walking out on NWA television, or at least on pay-per-view with that title, and then boom, what happens? I get clobbered and I get pinned. So, there's a lot of doubt on what kind of champion I am and how strong of a champion I will be. And so this is a chance to shut that doubt up. This is a chance to also make history while doing that, because what I get to do is I get to unify two titles here to make what I'm calling, Billy's not calling it this, I'm calling it the undisputed World Television Championship. There's no men, there's no women's, where we're going beyond gender lines here. We're gender neutral completely in it. There's no better champion. We can't say that Max is a better television champion than Mims right now, because Mims won the match and he's undisputed. You see what I'm getting at?
I'm in your corner on this. I'm dying to see somebody finally take down the monster Max the Impaler.
Yes.
Yes. Knighton, what do you got for us? You've been kind of silent.
Well, it's because you stole my fucking thunder. Dick. But no, Mims has made really good points when it came to Dak, and maybe Dak shouldn't have been pissing around so much and taking all this time. Should have just gone right after Mims. You don't deserve 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
As for the preparation against Max and what their capability is, Mims is going to have the advantage here. 100%. And I'm looking forward to this match, and I want to see Mims take the W. I don't care what anybody else says.
Can we get a prediction from Kara?
Oh, I mean, well, okay, before my prediction, can I ask a silly question?
Yes.
Okay. So when it says unifying, does that mean from now on there's only one belt, but then someone with any gender identity can win it?
Yes.
Okay. So from now on, there's one
television champion, only one. There can only be one.
Whereas the television championship before was just the men's, and now it's just.
No, you have the women's television champion versus the men's television champion. Whoever wins this, it will just be
the television champion.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going with Mims on this.
Thank you. You know what? I knew I was right to become friends with you, not just because you do a great job with my hair from time to time when I come to see you backstage, but also because you're a very smart girl. You're the smartest girl that I know, the smartest girl on this podcast right now, for sure.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to be the one to just put Max in their corner, and I think you will reign supreme and be the unified television champion. I do.
Oh, maybe he'll unify another title after this against Thrillbilly, maybe, or
I mean, you never know.
Or it could be Paul Burch.
Let's put it like this. There's a lot of titles in professional wrestling. AEW has a lot of titles. The WWE has a lot of titles. Ring of Honor has a lot of titles. Impact has a lot of titles. The NWA has a lot of titles. What would it be like for me to unify every championship, no matter what it is? We can go from the World Heavyweight Championship. We can go with the World Women's Championship. I could have them all. I could be the supreme Mimsy champion of all NWA. It's a wonderful world when you think of it. And honestly, to me, unifying the belts is not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys go out there and you see me wrestle. I've seen you in the crowd one time, Kara. I saw you come out from the hair cave, the hair and makeup cave.
Yeah,
I seen you come out.
Try to get in the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to see somebody so smart. And you know what? I'll go ahead and say it just because you've been paying me so many compliments. Easy on the eyes, obviously. Only beautiful people are Mims fans. So that's where this comes from. It's nothing but love. Because you sit in the Mims section. I've always seen you front and center. So think about how it works for me. Like, you guys see me out there doing all these amazing moves, having amazing matches because I'm amazing. And so you think that I'm not the laziest person in the world, and I can kind of be lazy. Here's where I want to be lazy. We unified titles. That's less titles for me to carry. Let's look at a champion like Ultimo Dragon. That man had like 8 belts. Matt Hardy had like 8 belts. Do I want to carry all that around? No. Let me take all the belts, smush them all up, put them up in a belt blender, if you will, and make one big Mimsy title. It'll have my face on it. Really cute.
God, I like it.
Really nice. Big thumbs up.
X-Men themed, perhaps?
Oh, It just might. It just might. You know, and you know what? We can make it super fancy. We can make it look like the most gaudy bootleg ghetto thing you've ever seen of a championship belt. We're talking like we're taking the
Love it.
spinner belt, the spinner WWE championship belt. We're
I didn't
taking
like
that to the next level. It's also
Oh my
going to play the
God.
X-Men theme, but it's going to say my name a few times if you press like on the NWA logo on the globe, but it spins around. Yes, it's going to be nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
because I was just about to ask you that. If when you become the unified television champion, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna come up with a new belt? But you beat me to the punch before I could even ask.
Yes. And you know what? Because of the fact we even mentioned the spinner belt, I mentioned the spinner belt. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of the spinner belt. It's going to be a spinner belt. It's going to be the spinner television title
Oh my
because it
God.
covers the entire world. And what does the world do? It rotates. So my belt, it needs to rotate.
All right, that might actually work.
You know what? The man's got a point. I can't deny it. He's got me beat. As much as I hated the spinner belt, honestly, I really did. I don't hate that idea.
Actually sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Hey, let's look at it like this. When it comes to spinner belts, there's been 2 spinner belts we all know about, right? We know them and semi love them. But every time you got a new spinner belt so far, even though they got one new spinner belt out of it, they've always been better than the next. What's better than the U.S. title at the time? A spinner version of it. What's better than the spinner version of the U.S. title? A spinner version of the WWE title. Now think of the next spinner belt in the long line, well, not so long line of spinner belts. And it's going to be the NWA Unified World Television Championship spinner belt. And that's gonna sell out of stores like crazy. Like we're talking about merch, we're talking about big opportunities here. We're talking
Hey,
about selling out arenas just to see the spinning belt. It's gonna go in
I
the
know
I
a
need
guy
to
Smithsonian.
if
see
you
this
want that made.
belt.
I know a guy if you want that made, but I'm sure Billy also knows a guy. I'm sure
Trey,
I-
will you text me a photo of this? I have no
of a
idea.
spinner belt. Yes, I
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I want to see it.
Kara.
will.
Kara.
Kara.
I'm
She's
sorry, guys. I did
Kara.
not start watching wrestling until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and
Boo.
she knew me in the late '90s, and she still did. She wouldn't watch it with me.
I watched it with you a few times in the 90s.
It's because you probably held her POW, and that's why
Well,
she had to watch it. Fucking
I'm
hell.
fixing this.
Wow. I see that you guys have known each other for a while and somehow you have not educated her on the spinner belt, which should be the most important part of pro wrestling history. More than
Wasn't
your Hulk
around
Hogan's,
when
your Stone Cold
she-
Steve Austins, and your Rocks is the
Oh.
spinner belt. That's the most important thing.
Okay, well,
Okay.
it's not spinning in the photo he just sent me, but it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's it was kind of goofy back in the day.
It's
I
beautiful.
felt like.
Thank you.
But what he's describing though with the spinner part being the earth,
Yes.
Rotating, I just think that could work.
We could have Earth in the middle. Maybe the TV, like the belt is just one big old school tube TV with antennas coming out the top, kind of like on that like on the winged eagle thing for like, that old school WWF championship, the one Hogan was
Yes.
holding for a
Yeah.
little bit, instead of the wings of the eagle or whatnot, we got like the television antennas. It's cute, it's themed up, and the world just spins in the middle of it. Because the world keeps on spinning, but TV's still the same. It's still big, strong Mims on your TV. That's exactly what it is.
So, Kara, the
I-
WWE symbol in the middle there, it spins in circles.
I
John
love
Cena
it.
was he had like a rapper gimmick,
Okay.
and and then he got basically his own title made.
Now,
Yes.
Trey, was this during? I just learned what this was the other night. Was this during the Attitude Era?
No, this was during the Ruthless Aggression era.
The best.
What era was that? Before or after?
It was right after the Attitude era, like
Okay.
mid 2000s, I guess.
So
okay.
it'd be about like probably like 2001, 2002 until probably like 2008.
Yeah,
Okay.
along those lines. Then there was what was the next one? The Reality era.
No,
Yeah.
it was the
Actual-
PG
actual
era.
thing?
Yeah, the PG era. Then you had reality era starting in like 2013 or so. And,
What era are we in now?
I don't know. We're in a boom period. I feel like right now.
Yeah, we're definitely in a boom period. I'm not sure what to call this one because
I don't
usually with
know.
WWE you call it some sort of era before it ends.
The
And,
Bloodline era.
We got this era started and we don't even know what it is yet.
No, nope. Mims, we have a lot of questions here in the chat. Do you have time to answer a few of them?
I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's what me and Kara are here for, to answer questions.
Awesome.
It's a tag
Awesome.
team thing. We're
I
on a
think
tag team now. I've got a new partner, and her name is Kara.
Ooh, what if Kara
Ooh.
was Mims' manager?
Mm, mm.
I am
Ooh.
ready to do
So-
some, but I want to manage the spectaculars because I want to wear sequins.
Well,
Oh,
they're being jerks. They haven't brought you out yet. What in the world?
exactly. And there's no dress code when it comes to being my manager. All you have to do is just, show up, be great, and make for sure that I win.
There we go.
And there's a lot more that comes with being Mims's manager. I mean, you get the Mimsy package. Who doesn't want the Mimsy package? You get the Mimsy
If
package.
I can wear
What?
the sequins, I'm in.
Exactly. You can wear sequins. You can wear a top hat. You can wear a tail and a cape if you want to. You can roll out on roller skates if you're feeling fancy like that. And you
Dress
can
up
wear a
like
costume.
Rogue from X-Men, and then a Gambit kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
All
can
right.
be my Jubilee. She can be my Dazzler. Whatever
yeah.
have you.
This is great.
All right.
All
right.
You get to your question.
Okay. First question from Drew from Wichita, Kansas. When did you find out you were going to get the push for the television championship, and how did that come about?
How I found that out was that I woke up day one of these tapings. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of inside baseball here, brother. So right after NWA 75, after that fateful night, we had our next tapings in Nashville. So I come in the day of, they tell me, "Hey Mims, you've got another opportunity for the NWA Television Championship." And I said, "What? What are you talking about?" And so they're telling me you got a fatal four-way match. You're gonna have an opportunity to title. All right, that sounds great to me, brother. Sign me up. And then after that, by hook or by crook, you'll never guess who won. It was me. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Hashtag it's me. Carson Drake, wherever you're at. I hope he hears this. But we go to the next day. I wake up again, waking up like this, how I look. You guys can't see how I look, but I look wonderful. Trust me. So I wake up looking just like this, looking wonderful, delicious, all types of sexy and chocolate. And they tell me, "Hey, Mims, so tonight you've got an opportunity for the NWA World Television Championship against Zicky Dice." And I say to them, "Thank you very much." And so we have this match, and I come out and I just know. I know that this is the point where magic happens. Something that was different about this than any other time that I've challenged for this title. And I've challenged for this title a few times. We're not going to talk about what happened in those. I already explained that flukes and mistakes happened. I slipped on a banana peel every time. So this time, there's no banana peels in sight. We've swept up the floor. We made for sure that there's no mistakes going to happen here. This is my night. And when I walk out, I feel that feeling. That's how I know. That's when I knew it clicked in my head. Brother's got a chance. Then I go out there and I do the damn thing. If I remember correctly, it was one quick roll up, then 1, 2, 3, yay, Mims, woohoo! We all knew you could do it. Oh, we all believe in you. And I was like, yay, woohoo! I'm finally living here. It was magic. You guys saw it. I hope
Gorgeous
you guys were
title.
there. Were you there? Kara was there. Kara was there.
I was not there. We
You weren't
watched it
there.
on TV. Now I did watch you in your first title defense in Nashville, the Nashville tapings.
Okay, so at least you were there for some of it. I can say you're a true Mimsy fan. You know what? I do have an open spot for a manager because Kara's playing games right now. So if you need to manage anybody, you can also have the Mimsy package. Originally, the Mimsy package was being made up for Kara, but apparently she's playing games. She's too worried about sequins and being spectacular. Whatever. We could make up our own
What about
adjective.
a competition right here on the podcast between
Wow.
me and Kara to see who can manage you?
Yeah.
I think we should have a manager's competition. I'm going spectaculars. You go with Mims, and
Wow.
well, no, Trey.
I'm going to shave my head and be the Professor X for Mims.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like you're better.
Minus the wheelchair thing.
I mean, you are damn close being near bald, so I mean,
Yeah,
might as
right.
well just fucking do
Might
it.
as well. Just shave it all off.
I mean, how do you think he got those powers? He got them from being bald. Being bald is a whole nother world.
Yeah, he did
of
touch his
existence.
head a lot and was able to do a lot of stuff.
Wearing lots of hats. That's what we'll do to you.
Yes.
But no, I like. Can we not address the elephant in the room right now? Is that Kara is showing that she prefers the spectaculars over
No,
me.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't
really-
either. I literally
Mims
have
is
a
the bigger
championship.
star.
I'm literally a champion. I've already partly done your job for you.
Oh,
Hold
it's
on.
okay.
Hey, well, I can't
See?
hear you.
Thank
No,
you.
it is quite. Look, they're
I'll be
upset.
back.
It is perfectly fine. It happens on a lot of podcasts.
Let me.
They're upset.
They're upset because I'm upset. They understand exactly what's going on in this podcast.
Mims
They
riled up the
understand.
dog.
Wow.
No, Trey. Don't point the finger at Mims. He did nothing other than state true facts.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, I don't get why she wouldn't want to. Oh, look at that.
She left. Way to go, Trey.
Yeah, no, hey,
Yes.
it's on her. It's
No,
on
that
her.
was not.
That's what happens when you choose the spectaculars over me. You get kicked out of the chat. That's what
I
happened.
don't. Yeah.
The dogs got to barking and they said, "You got to get off, Mom.
Wait,
Get out of
she's
here."
still on. I think she's still on here.
I
Never
don't
mind.
see her. But
Anyways, we've got questions to answer over here.
Yeah.
oh, yes, we do.
Yes. Oh. She says she can still hear us, but we can't hear her.
Yeah, we're not.
Well,
we're
you
not
know,
going to
until
restart
until
this.
she corrects her attitude and she remembers that the Mimsy package was offered to her first. There are so many great managers in the world of professional wrestling, and I decided to hand that honor to her first. And you know what? You know what, Trey?
Great.
We've got to take this to the moon. We've got to take this to a whole nother stratosphere so we can show Kara exactly what she was missing when she spurned me. She spurned me
She hears
and
everything
offended
you're
me.
saying. Yes. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's
Man,
move
these
on.
are-
Let's move on to some more of these fan questions here. We got Catie from Maryland. She wants to know what your favorite match in NWA has been, singles or tag.
Now I would want to ask even deeper, like, hey, are we just talking about matches I've been in, matches I've seen? There's so many different questions I can ask, but I'm gonna assume this is just about, me.
Yes.
What I've done. Favorite tag match. Huh.
Or
Right now
singles, it
he's in the
says.
doghouse. He's in the doghouse.
Mhm.
But I can say that, one of my favorite tag team matches would actually be the first official Magnum Muscle match that we had against Bulletproof Blake Troop. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. I see that Kara's just jumped into the chat again, and it's got me flustered because I'm angry again. But anyways, we're back on track. Bulletproof
Sorry, guys.
Blake Troop, and then also Jax Dane, the Savages. Our very first match with them, that was one of my favorite matches to have as a tag team competitor. It was a newly minted favorite, to see that the friendship that we had was blossoming until, somebody made some mistakes and they got a little bit salty about something they shouldn't be salty about. Hey, we all watched the match last week. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, best singles match. I will say this a million and five times, and I've said this plenty of times when asked. The best match, I would say my favorite match. Also, one of my best, absolutely, happened on an episode of Powerrr when we were still filming in Atlanta. It was an episode, I think it was 2022, possibly like right at the tail end of 2022, maybe the tail end of 2021. Who knows? So this is around the time that Matt Cardona stepped his way into the NWA, and he happened to bring a big, scary man by the name of Mike Knox. Well, I got out there and I decided to cut a little promo on something that Matt Cardona had done that upset me particularly very much. Severely pissed, I would say. I cut a fantastic, heartfelt promo about a mentor of mine, a hero of mine, the Pope Elijah Burke. And after that, I commenced to try and attempt to do exactly what I said I was going to do at the end of that promo. And that's get out there and beat that ass. And so first, I had to go through Mike Knox if I wanted a chance to go ahead and get to Cardona to get revenge for Pope, who was in the hospital at the time with a very nasty concussion.
Mhm.
So I go in there and I have an absolute battle, an absolute war with Mike Knox, and we tear it up in there. Honestly, I would say 10-star classic, 10-star classic, 10 stars out of 2. 10 stars out of 2. Absolutely.
Dave Schmelzer
Mega
says
great.
10 out of 10 stars.
Yes, exactly. If you can find the match anywhere, I recommend watching it. It's one of my personal favorites I've ever been in. It's my first match with Mike Knox, who's somebody that I've looked up to ever since I met him here in the NWA. And then also, I used to watch him when I was a kid. I used to hate Mike Knox. because he was a bad guy. You're
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna like your bad guys on television.
I
He
always loved
rubbed me
this
the wrong
man.
way when I was watching WWE ECW.
You're kind of
I
a
remember
bad
that.
guy now.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
you take
he's a
that back,
sweetie
Kara.
pie.
Sorry.
Oh, we have Knighton's favorite person in the world, Brody from Chattanooga, Tennessee, asked,
Oh,
was he team WWF or WCW back in the Monday Night War days?
okay. Here's the answer. And I hope my cousin Kara, my cousin Mark, he's behind the scenes guy or whatnot.
yeah,
We
yeah.
used to debate this as kids growing up, and he always had the wrong answer. Would you all like to know the right answer to this question?
Yes.
Depends what time period for me.
You know what? 1995 did happen. They do say, I think they still say that is the record for the worst year in professional wrestling was 1995. I don't know. I heard that somewhere that someone was like, oh, that was the biggest drought of professional wrestling. So you might have a point there, but I'd still say the right answer of any answer is WWF. Like,
Yeah.
who? Okay, I get it. There's great wrestling on WCW. You had the NWO. You had a lot of great things going on. But I'm sorry, it's the
It got old, didn't
presentation,
it?
it's the lights, it's the crowd, it's the atmosphere of the WWF. At the time, it was unbeatable. You couldn't beat that.
Yeah, I agree. I like the whole the NWO thing or NWO, I'm sorry, got kind of old after a while, and I like the whole Canada versus US thing in '97 is when I started to really leave it on WWF.
Well, I mean, it was the right choice for you to make. Let's put it like this. This is an argument as old as time. Still to this day, me and my cousin argue about the difference between WWF and WCW. He tries to tell me that it makes me not as much of an NWA fan because, hey, that's what NWA turned into was WCW. And I tell him, shut up, you're wrong. You've always been wrong about this. All 31 now for him 32 years of our lives, he's wrong. You can't. This is the thing. If I'm wrong about something, I don't have to be wrong my whole life. He's wrong about something. He wants to be wrong for his entire life. Don't be that. Come on
Wow.
the WWF side.
We're gonna send this to him.
We should.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he'll get into it.
Trey, he's
all right.
one of pretty empowered security guys.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Oh,
See.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that presentation.
Oh. Hey, I'm gonna say a little bit more inside baseball for you. If Pat Kenny had his way, he wouldn't just be a security guard. He'd be in there wrestling around. But somebody doesn't want to get back in the ring.
Oh. I'd like to say that. What about the other security guard? He looks pretty jacked. Does this guy wrestle?
Oh, are you talking about the one that has the shaved head? If you're talking about,
Yes.
I think if I remember correctly, I think his name is Colby Carter.
Yes.
Yes. No, he's definitely a wrestler. The brother is jacked. He's tanned and jacked. He's jacked and tanned. So of course he's out there wrestling. But by all means, it looks like the only permanent security guard is Mark Rowland. He's the head of security. But we've got some other wrestlers in there that might want to actually step in the ring on behalf of Pretty Empowered, and I think that Colby Carter is up to the task. I think he can do it.
Nice. We've got another question here from Paul from Nebraska. Wants to know if you would ever consider leaving the NWA for AEW or WWE.
All right. This is the thing. I like to think that I'm clairvoyant sometimes. I say a lot of things about the future. I said years ago I was going to be NWA World Television Champion. I also said a little while ago I'd be NWA World Heavyweight Champion, right? But I like to think that my clairvoyance is a little bit limited. It's a little bit limited. So I can't say exactly where I'm going to go. The only thing that I do know right now is exactly what I'm doing here in the NWA. And I have a laundry list of things to do in the NWA, including this concept spinner television globe belt that we just made up earlier in this podcast.
Yes.
That is on my laundry list. That is definitely happening. They're going to screw up. They're going to fuck up whenever they let me win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, because I'm taking all the belts, and like I said, we're making this concept belt. It's happening.
Yes.
So I think right now Could there be possibilities of me ever leaving the NWA? I can't say absolutely no, but I know the one thing that I'm worried about right now is accomplishing my laundry list of things that I have to get done. I can't say that I'm the best professional wrestler around the world. I can't say that unless I happen to check those things off the list. At the top of the list is being NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, look at WWE right now. Who are the two authority figures that you see in the WWE right now? They're both former NWA World's Heavyweight Champions. I want to be among greats, and you can't do that if you don't win that belt. You just can't.
That's right. So you're giving us hope for a potential Thrillbilly match and maybe some complication there.
I mean, hey, let's put it like this. There's been mumbles and there's been grumbles in the backstage area about, eventually Mims versus Thrillbilly thing. This is where I see this coming from, right?
Right.
I can see that we're the top two guys in our respective fields. Obviously, we're both holding the NWA World Television Championship. He's holding the national championship. Eventually, we're going to find ourselves fighting over that NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And that may be where we finally step in the ring with each other. There's one time, and nobody else has seen it except for people that were at this concert tour that recently happened in August as a part of the World is a Vampire tour, where Big Strong Mims and Thrillbilly Silas Mason stepped in the ring against each other. And it went a certain way. The rest of Southern Six got involved, and it was a lot of chicanery and cheating. I had to get the white folding chair out. I heard it was very popular in Alabama, so I had to bring it with me. But that could definitely happen on NWA television. Where else better would it be than to have two young whippersnappers, two young, strong, strapping bulls get in there and lock horns for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship? I think that sounds great. So, yeah.
Did you get a chance to punch Kerry Morton in the face?
Did I get a chance to punch Kerry Morton in the face? He's actually pretty good at doing this thing where he talks most of his boo hockey, his shit, his shiza, if you will. He talks that outside of the ring. He is the man. He is the young boy to go ahead and get his goons, Alex Taylor and Silas Mason, to go ahead and do his dirty work for him, and he'll talk outside of the ring, and that's okay. Be your ringleader. Make sure you keep that pretty face pretty by making for sure it never gets touched. It's okay. Maybe one day he might just screw up and someone might get their hands on Kerry Morton. But for right now, he's a scot-free man. He's not been touched in that pretty angelic face. He's still got a great singing voice, and he's still going to be just as pretty, until I possibly get my hands on him. And that's only going to happen if he happens to step in my way again.
I just let you see you gorilla press him and just throw him out into the crowd.
Oh, just a big yeet, just throw this man out into the crowd. Let the people handle Kerry Morton. He does piss off a lot of people, so you never know. The crowd might not be too nice to him. It might be better if he stays in the ring with me.
Right. All right. We got one more question for you. This is from Logan Frazier from Lafayette, Georgia. Who has been the wrestler that you are most excited about facing in the squared circle, and who is the one that you hope to get to face one day?
You know what? Bittersweet thing, because I thought this was going to be different, and what I was the most excited about being in the ring with? It was my tag team partner, Dak Draper. And then got out there and we saw him try to make a mockery of me, make a mockery of our tag team, and do what he did, and then go out there and stink up the place and lose like a loser. That's what he did. And you know what? Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'm feeding too much into this right now because you know what? Let's be honest here. I'm just a little salty about what happened. Dak is still a good guy. He's still a good partner, but that it obviously rubbed me the wrong way. So, and it's because I put so much stock into that match that left me with a lot of disappointment and a bad taste in my mouth. You guys saw that after the match. You saw I was upset I was. And it was definitely
Would you have gave him 5 minutes if the ref was cool with it?
I wasn't in the right mind to give him another 5 minutes because, you know what, I let my anger get the best of me. I slapped him. I stood outside of that ring, and the only thing I thought about was hurting him. And this is somebody who's done a lot for me, who means a lot to me, and hurting him it's a step too far. There was lots of words exchanged in the back, but it's something maybe we can work out. But it's to be on that big of a high and get dropped to that much of a low. It's hard not to feel some sort of way. So I'll be honest in that sense, and
Will
stop with
he
all
be
the
in the
bravado.
corner against Max the Impaler? Because she's going to have James Mitchell.
This is the thing. This is a big match. This is a historic match. This is something that, like I said before, it proves a point. It stops all the doubt, and it helps me move on. This may be defense number 6 for me, I think, by the time we get there. And it's my biggest test before we get to the lucky number 7.
Wow. Okay.
I have to have my focus completely on that match. I can't have my focus on anything else. I can't be distracted by a Dak Draper in my corner. I can't be distracted by anybody else being in any corner. I wish Father James Mitchell wasn't there because I can't trust him. He's the devil himself. But
Yeah.
I'll
Even
deal with the
though
distraction that I know, not the distraction that's still new to
has
me.
Chihuahuas.
Oh, I could use a Chihuahua in my corner. I heard Kara's got Chihuahuas. I might actually, he might get me.
Hey,
One of those
James
Chihuahuas might get me
Mitchell has 2
disqualified.
Chihuahuas too. That's what we were talking about.
Look, just imagine Mims is out there and he brings Kara to ringside with him as his manager.
Mhm.
And then unifies the television title. Kara, you want to be with a winner. You know what I'm saying? You got to.
Yes.
Look, I think the Spectaculars, do they have a U.S. tag title match or are they just in a tag match? I can't remember.
They're in a tag match. I don't think it's for the title.
No, it's just a standard tag match.
That's right. The Slime Balls are getting the U.S. tag title shots. That's right.
Yes, but more importantly, they would possibly, if they can, scrape together more wins, possibly get a shot at a title. Again, Kara, the choice should have been simple. Champions, not champions. I'm a champion. They are not champions. They have nothing around their waist except for their regular schmegular belts. They got regular belts. I got a big old shiny one.
I am convinced. You let Billy know. Let him know, and we're gonna make this happen.
Yes.
I'm convinced.
All right.
Force Billy to listen to this podcast and say, this is where it happened.
Exactly.
Yes.
This is where it happened. And that also, if he doesn't do it, we're gonna hold him hostage here. I've heard you got 2 Chihuahuas. I've seen the pictures online. I think you got the Chihuahuas. Bring the Chihuahuas with you. That's a good icebreaker. That's a good,
The Chihuahuas will for sure be part of my management style. Don't you worry.
Exactly. And if Billy doesn't want to comply, he can talk to the Chihuahuas. He can get double trouble.
So, Kara, after tonight, is there any possibility you'll ever be back on this podcast again?
Trey, anything for you, my friend. And Knighton, you're amazing. I think I'm going to say my goodbyes right now, but I would love to come back on.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
We'll hold you to that.
Contact me about management, Knighton and Trey. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, I've got to go.
You are welcome back to our podcast anytime you want, as long as you continue to manage me and bring the Chihuahuas as my backup. Thank you.
Oh, man. That's right. Mims will be on the podcast weekly.
Yes, it's ours now. It is ours now.
Okay.
I have taken it over.
I'm in. Let's do a special episode after Paranoia.
Ooh, yes. I like that.
Yeah.
Paranoia, Chihuahuas.
We'll bring on the Spectaculars.
Yes.
If Kara wants us to.
I do.
Oh, jeez.
I spoke to Rolando today, and he would love to come on. He just couldn't make it tonight.
Sad.
I know a few of his friends in the independent scene. We're gonna have here too. Surprise run in.
Well, see, I like Rolando. I understand why you might want to manage them. It's a Rolando thing. I get it. You know what? He's suave. So maybe he has something I don't. But then again, I have something he doesn't.
Maybe dancing moves? Can you dance?
I can dance. I can cut a rug. I can boogie. I can cut the mustard with those rug cutting moves I got. You guys just don't know yet. That television championship didn't just come to me because of the fact I'm a great wrestler. I'm also a great dancer. I've been known to break it down and drop this dump truck wherever I need to drop it at. Beep, beep, and honk, honk.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to let the Chihuahuas decide.
Yeah. Bark, bark, woof, woof. I hope they have a good night. And I guess you can have a good night, too. Very indecisive person.
Thank you, guys. On the note of
Oh
the
no,
dump
it's getting
truck,
ran by Billy now. It's there's a very strong possibility.
hey, you never know what 2024 will bring.
That's
Happy
right.
New Year to all, and I'm excited to be on again soon.
Thanks, Kara, for being on.
Of course. All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay. I've got to pee really, really bad.
Oh my God, you have the bladder of a 4-year-old child.
Oh my God.
Yeah, get it together. Pee your pants like a grown man. That's what we all do. Pee and poop your pants like an adult.
Yeah, didn't you?
No,
ever...
I mean, like, give me another 15 years and I'll have those Depends on. So
15 years. Shit.
I'm old.
Dude, if I could wear Depends right now, 100% would.
Oh no, don't say that.
Yeah. Why not? You don't have to go anywhere.
You're a big boy. You don't need that.
As my girlfriend is staring a hole through me right now.
She's like, you've never been more unattractive.
I mean, hey, you pee and poop your pants. You never know. You might turn up your attractive factor. just say it. I've been peeing and pooping my pants this entire conversation. You know what? I'm getting blown up. All the girls, all the women in the world, the entire world right now. They're like, Mims, we heard you pooped and pee your pants. God, you're so hot. We can't leave you alone.
Oh my God.
I'm beating them off with a stick, literally.
DMs, lighting them up.
Just
Man, I
light them up.
appreciate you being on tonight with us. We won't record this part. But yeah, I appreciate you being on with us tonight and humoring our I don't know, our dumbasses.
Our silliness, our super silliness.
Yes.
That's what this is.
Dude, yeah, this has been a real fucking treat, dude. You have been a hoot, and I've loved every minute of it, despite Trey stealing all my fucking thunder.
Well, he's gonna be back. You're gonna
Yeah,
come
that's
back,
true.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna come back. I had fun. I had fun.
He's gonna say he'll come back and then be like, I'm never talking to those ass clowns ever the fuck again.
Same
He'll
with Kara. Kara's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
What
Kara's
was-
like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Now I'm Mims manager. No, I think I'm being serious. That would be kind of cool. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we just gotta convince her. She'll come to her senses one day.
Yeah, I mean, it's just-
Hopefully.
I love the spectaculars, but come on, it's
Yeah,
Mims.
Come on. Yeah, it's Mimsy time. That's what time it is. But
All right, I gotta piss really bad. Thanks for being on.
I will let you piss like in the toilet like a boy. While we sit here and poop and pee our pants like men.
Ooh.
Oh my
That's
God.
All
I
right.
love this.
NWA wrestling fans, joining me at the podium at this time, it's Aaron Stevens, the manager of champions and the NWA World Tag Team Champions, Blunt Force Trauma. And gentlemen, coming up next week, return to Row Bars. These men, the titles will be on the lines against the Fixers.
Yes, the Fixers. Two corn-fed fools that like to enforce the rules. Well, turkeys, you ain't got the tools to beat the best team on the sheet. And if you think that's bold, well, they got the gold. They don't need to be sold. And I always tell it to you, not sell it to you. Fixers, we're not going to challenge you to a Knights of the Round tables match. No. That is beneath you. See, you're former U.S. Tag Team Champions. You're a formidable team, but you know something? Shut up! People like to chant, Fixers rule. Case in point. Nothing I say, anything that comes out of my mouth, these half-wits aren't going to buy. So you know what? You're going to hear it from the champs yourself. And seeing as how you have a problem doing your job, I am now going to play Kyle Davis. Gentlemen, Damage, what do you think of the Fixers?
Fixers, the only thing that's gonna need fixing is your faces.
And Carnage, what do you think of the Fixers?
The bigger they are, the more fun it is to hear them scream.
You see, it's like this, turkeys. You can run, you can hide, call your daddy, call your mama, but we are the best tag team in the world today, Carnage, Damage, and it's a Blunt Force Trauma. See you in Sarasota.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We hope you enjoyed the interview with Mims and Kara. But as for right now, we are joined on the line by Catie, a good friend of ours, and we are going to do some NWA trivia.
Oh, man.
Now, I made these questions up while I was kind of in the thick of things at work, whenever I had a moment to breathe and not hand out 10 million paychecks. But some of these are going to test your little bit of history and just kind of some obscure things that I thought were a little bit interesting.
I'm so bad at this stuff.
Oh, me too.
I will be willing to give at least one hint.
Okay.
And
oh boy.
we can go from there. So
some kind of music in right here.
Yeah, I'll edit this shit in. So if you get the lucky 7, you get all 7 correct, I will get you something from the NWA merch shop.
Ooh.
Whoever gets to lucky number 7. So, with that being said, let's start with question number 1.
All right.
With the total combined reigns and days, who has held the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship the longest? Now, I forgot to preface this. These are all multiple choice questions.
Oh, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. Okay.
A, Dan Severn. B, Nick Aldis. C, Lou Thez. D, Ric Flair.
I'm saying B, Aldis.
That
Go ahead.
is incorrect.
Ugh.
Both you and Trey guessed Nick Aldis.
I do too, Catie. Don't feel bad.
I really thought it was him.
The correct answer? Lou Thez with 3,749 days.
That was back in the days. Bruno Sammartino was like champion for 8 years, Catie.
Oh, wow.
That's reigns back then.
Actually, it was a little bit before that, but
Well,
Lou
yeah.
Thez held it for 3,749 days on 3 reigns.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, as a matter of fact, on the list, Nick Aldis held the title the least amount.
Oh. Guess we were wrong.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Ric
Alright.
Flair held it for 3,119 days on 9 reigns, and Dan Severn held it for 1,559 days on 2 reigns.
Wow.
All right, moving on.
Number 2, what is the name of the masked man that defeated Ric Flair for the world's title on February 19th, 1982 in a house show in Miami, Florida, but was forced to either unmask or relinquish the title back to Ric Flair because the NWA rules forbade masked wrestlers to hold a championship?
Wow.
A, the Masked Torture. B, the Midnight Rider. C, Doom. Or D, the Night Gloom.
I'm going to go with B, the Midnight Rider, who was Dusty Rhodes.
I was going to go with A because I actually remember Rodney mentioning something about that guy, and I don't know if it was just conversation, but Ric Flair was also brought up, so I'm gonna say A.
All right.
Catie, you are incorrect. Trey, you are correct.
Oh,
and
look at you.
That was actually leading into, well, it was technically 8 questions because this was a 2-parter. Part 2, who was the Midnight Rider?
And I said guessed it.
And it was Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
He
I
was
knew that
big
one.
in the Florida territory. That's why I kind of guessed that. And I know he was feuding with Flair at the time.
He had a couple of other names before Dusty Rhodes like stuck. with Dusty Rhodes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I believe even Flair had a different name when he first started out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Rick Rhodes was his actual name because he took after Dusty.
He was a big Dusty fan. Until he got to working with Dusty and butted heads with him on the booking.
Mm-hmm. All right. Question number 3. This is going to be a callback. Luthez beat this person on a house show on January 24th, 1963.
Gosh.
However, the territory involved with this talent did not recognize the loss and continued to recognize this person as the NWA champion. This territory then broke off and recognized this person as the company's first champion. Who was this person? A. Killer Kowalski. B. Bobo Brazil. C. Bruno Sammartino. Or D. Buddy Rogers. Catie, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Can you give a hint as to who the company was?
The company at the time was the Capital Wrestling Corporation. After they had left the NWA, they then became the Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Okay, can you give the answers one more time?
A. Killer Kowalski. B. Bobo Brazil. C. Bruno Sammartino. D. Buddy Rogers.
Oh man. I'm gonna go with Buddy Rogers.
Trey, what's your answer?
I'm going to go with Bobo Brazil because I remember hearing something about this. I feel like maybe, possibly.
Trey, you are incorrect.
You love saying that.
Catie, you are correct. It was Buddy Rogers.
We're tied. Oh, we did tiebreaker.
Well, you got a couple more questions.
Yeah, thankfully.
Now, we're going to hit something a little more modern for the next 2 questions. For the 2019 Tag Team Title Tournament, who was the team that won the tag titles? This is a 50-50 answer.
Okay.
A. Villain Enterprises, consisting of Brody King and PCO. Or B. Royce Isaacs and Tom Latimer.
I actually want to say A, and this happened right before COVID, and I was not watching NWA at this point.
Okay, so Katie's gonna go A.
I'm gonna guess A.
Trey,
I'm gonna
what's your
guess
answer?
B.
Trey, you are incorrect. Catie, you are correct. Was the Villain Enterprises.
Yes.
Damn it! I knew you said my name first. I was like, I've lost.
Okay. Number 5. What were the only 2 titles that were not vacated when the Lightning One era of the NWA began? A. National and Heavyweight. B. Women's and Tag. C. Heavyweight and Women's. Or D. National and Tag.
Trey, you can go first on this one. I've gone first on quite a few.
Let's go with D.
Okay, Catie.
See, now I can't go with D because you picked D.
No, you can. Yeah, sure.
I can?
Yeah, you can go
Yeah.
with whatever you want.
Okay, I'm going to go with D because the women's division wasn't as prevalent then as I feel like it is now. And yeah, so I'm going to go with D also.
Well, as a former president would say, wrong. Both of you are wrong. It was C, the heavyweight title and the women's title.
Okay, so does she? Okay, who? Okay, does she have 2 wins
Yes.
here?
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
and I
got
have
2
1.
and you've got 1.
Ooh, oh, I got to get this one.
The heavyweight title was held by Tim Storm, and the women's title, Jazz.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
See, Tim Storm, I knew kept his title, but I couldn't remember which title it was. But I knew Tim Storm kept his because his reign lasted through the little transition that they had.
Yeah, Jazz was champion for a while too.
Yeah. Gosh.
Ah.
All right, this one is going to be a bit of a stretch. I personally thought this was interesting, and me as a bit of a history nerd, I thought this was really cool.
Right.
So, number 6, what caused the first mass exodus out of the NWA only 8 years into the formation of the National Wrestling Alliance? Note, the NWA was formed in 1948 in Iowa. The answers, or the selections, are A, the promoters not liking their time in the NWA. B, the U.S. versus the National Wrestling Alliance, the consent decree of 1956. C, money issues. Or D, not wanting to run less shows. Or wanting to run less shows, excuse me.
That can kind of coincide with C, I think. I'm going to go with C on this. It's always money.
Catie?
I'm going to say it was B.
Catie? You are correct.
Yeah!
It was the court case of the United States versus the National Wrestling Alliance. Here's a little bit more information on it. The governing bodies of the the National Wrestling Alliance, each booker in the territory was accused of running a monopoly over professional wrestling by not allowing small-time territories to run in bigger markets of the bigger territories. It was such a massive case that the NWA was taken to federal court over it, and that federal court case is the United States versus the National Wrestling Alliance, which led to the NWA consent decree of 1956.
Do you know this came up in a wrestling thread? Somebody was complaining about some of the larger promotions and how they kind of have a monopoly on this. And some random person was like, well, back in the day, the NWA got like sued by the United States of America. And everybody was like, what? And he pulled up like this whole article about it. And I'm like, is that what I think it is?
Am I mathematically
1956?
eliminated now?
Yes. But,
Yes.
but
That's okay.
you had to get all lucky 7 in order to get a prize.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's okay.
So, actually, if you just look up the NWA consent decree of 1956, here, let me do this real quick. Oop, shit. Nope. That's
NWA
wrong.
1956.
So, yeah, if you look it up, the second post right there on the search will pull up the Department of Justice, and you can actually see the final result of the court proceedings, which fell under the Sherman Antitrust Act.
Well, I'm not finding that, but I'm finding a lot of pictures from 1956.
So, as a bit of a history nerd and someone who loves United States history, I thought that was actually pretty fucking cool.
That is really amazing.
Squeeze me.
Wow.
Certainly.
Okay, so I've been eliminated. I've been beat by Catie on trivia this week.
But we'll see who can get number 7.
Come on, Trey. You got this.
Okay.
Who was the first African-American NWA World's Heavyweight Champion? A,
Oh.
Ron Killings.
I already know this.
B, Ernie Ladd, C, Ron Simmons, D, Monty Brown. Catie?
Oh, I don't know this. I'm going to say C.
Trey?
Who was C?
Really?
Yeah, just repeat them.
A, Ron Killings,
Okay.
B, Ernie Ladd, C, Ron Simmons, D, Monty Brown.
Oh my God. I'll go with B.
Both of you are incorrect.
No.
It was the first African-American National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion was Ron the Truth Killings.
What did I say? Ron Simmons was the first WCW.
Yep.
Hey, well, a little bit of
See.
a trick question there.
Yeah, I like that.
Our truth.
Yep.
God, I feel like I remember hearing that after a while because that's when NWA was associated with TNA.
TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Damn it. All right, I'm embarrassed. I just got beat.
Don't be too embarrassed. It's okay.
Knighton is enjoying this.
Oh, I am. Plus, this is literally the second day in a row that I've played trivia. So
Nice.
Maybe I will come up with the trivia questions next time and see how you do.
yeah, I'm down.
Ooh.
Put Knighton in the hot seat next time. That'd be
Knighton
awesome.
versus his rival, Brody Rogers.
Do
God,
it.
I'm gonna start fucking drinking.
Do it.
We should try to get him in here and see if he can answer some of these questions.
Doubtful.
Oh, crap. But
he's not responding.
I guess it's his loss then. But
Hey, who are we having on the podcast next?
that's up to you, my good sir.
Maybe a certain spectacular.
Can you get him?
Yes, hopefully.
Nuh-uh.
Or I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
If you ever get Talos on, I need to be on the conversation because he was awesome.
He moves around great for a big man wrestler.
I know.
Like I don't think I've seen the likes of him. Other than the Undertaker, but
He does
he's
move
not
around
like
very, very good, like the Undertaker. It
Yeah.
almost feels like he's. I know what you mean. I get that vibe a little bit too.
he's not
Or a
clunky.
younger Kevin Nash too.
Yeah, I
And
can see
I'm
that.
actually probably moves around better than a younger Kevin Nash.
Hey,
Nash,
at least
Nash was clunky. Like Talos
Yeah.
is not clunky. He's got
Nope.
that like.
That splash in the corner is awesome.
Oh my gosh, I legit held my breath. I was like, oh my gosh, he's not going to do that.
Boom.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I was surprised the whole ring didn't move.
It's got a good choke slam too.
That man, the double choke slam on Drake and crew, that was awesome.
well, he didn't even get to finish it. He got a little sidebarred. But here's the other thing. At least Talos doesn't tear a quad when he's trying to go for a tag. I'm sure that'll get me blocked by Kevin Nash, but oh well.
Yeah.
I've actually met the guy, very nice guy.
Seems very chill.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. So when I went up to ACW in 2021 up in Green Bay, or Oshkosh, I should say, and he was there for a meet and greet.
Oh wow.
I had told my buddy Taylor, who some of our circle may know as Tyler,
Yeah.
and our buddy Brian, I was like, I swear to God, the only way we are going to Too Sweet is if he starts it. If any of you jackasses start it, I'm fucking punching you.
It sounds like when I met Flair. I held up the 4 fingers, and Flair just looked at me like a complete idiot.
No.
Yeah, he wasn't really all that. Yeah, he wasn't all that great.
I've heard that about him.
Well, now he did just, he had a tragedy happen in his family, a really, really horrific thing. So
Oh gosh.
it was his first appearance after that. So I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that though.
Yeah. I've heard it from other people too. But
Yeah.
whatevers. I'll tell you who's really cool. Raven. Holy shit. This guy will just talk to you like he's known you for years. Super down to earth guy.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to him a few times. I remember the first time I talked to him, I said, "Hey man, have you listened to Conan's podcast? They like to rip on you." Are you kidding me, man? Really? And I'm like standing off, kind of watching the matches, and they've got all their booths set up. He gets up from his booth and walks over to me, and he's like, "What are they saying about me on this podcast?"
Oh my gosh.
Starts shooting this shit with me. But yeah, he's a really cool guy.
That's awesome.
Dude, I got 2 stories of meeting other wrestlers. It's actually at that same show. It was the night prior. The 3 of us were kind of just going around hitting some of the bars, and we hit the hotel bar.
Mhm.
We're kind of just standing around. We're looking, and all of a sudden I hear, "Is that the Boogeyman?" And I look over. Sure as shit, it's the Boogeyman. And I was like, how are you so sure it's the Boogeyman?
Taking shots of worms.
No, he was wearing a WrestleMania 22 Letterman jacket.
Ah.
Wow.
And then after we had hit the bars, this was the next night. We hit the bars and we're going back to our room, and the lobby elevator opens up, and it's the Boogeyman. He's got 2 women on each arm, and he just looks at us. He goes, "How's it going?" We're like, "It's going good, Boogie. You?" "It's great." He gets off the elevator, and we just look at each other like, what the fuck just happened?
No, I met Lita this past year, and no great story to that. I was just at a rock show, and there was probably like 50 people there. It wasn't huge or anything in Atlanta, and I was like, I think that's Lita standing in front of me.
Oh my gosh.
And when she turned around, I just flat out asked her, "Are you Lita?" And she said, "No, dumbass. My name is Amy Dubois." No, just kidding. She was super cool too. Let me take a picture with her and everything. But yeah, I haven't met a ton of wrestlers, but I want to bring this story up because Catie's on here. And
oh dear.
that's the first independent show, or not the first. The first independent show I ever went to with our mutual friend Rodney, and he got to go backstage interview Steve Mack, and it was like, what is going on right now? Like, I'm in the back, and I know it's just an independent show, but it was so fucking cool. Everybody's just walking past me, just shooting the shit and talking. And Alan Angels, who's now in Impact, walked up and started talking to me, and I'm like, I can't believe how short you are. I'm taller than you. No, but it was surreal, and I wouldn't have had that moment if it wasn't for Rodney.
Yeah, for sure. Geez, Rodney had some stories.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He I think one of the favorite ones for him though was anything involving Dusty Rhodes.
Yes, at Turnbuckle Championship. Yes.
He
promotion.
He loved, like, just, there was one day I went in and he was like helping set up or something, and Dusty would like come in and just, being Dusty. And
yeah, he said he was super, super nice to him and very, very, helpful.
The word that comes to mind is magnanimous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just a stand-up guy to everybody around him.
Right. He just seems so down to earth, and I think that's what his major appeal was to the audience, and why people loved him, because they just felt like it was somebody they could go up and just start having a conversation with,
I feel like he took the idea of his character from his own life, and that made him relatable to so many people. Because I mean, The Undertaker is badass, but he's not necessarily relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's supernatural.
Yes, exactly. So
Cody almost has that mystique. When I went to an ROH show, he went out to the lobby, and I'm talking, there were so many people around him. He's just like, he was having all these conversations with all these people, just, having a blast. Like he was just a fan of professional wrestling.
That's so cool.
He is a very, very nice guy. I've met Cody as well. Super, super nice. All those roads. Well, no. I take that back. Rodney did say Dustin was pretty rude, but Dustin was on a lot of drugs then, so
yeah.
Oh, that not drugs, but just kind of interesting interactions.
Knighton comes out of his corner.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been the fucking story of this podcast the entire goddamn night. But after the first night when we were at the ACW show, we all woke up and we were super fucking hungover.
Of course you were.
And so we went to Walmart, got a bunch of stuff, went back to the hotel, and as we're walking in, this guy stops us. He goes, "Hey, just got a quick question for you guys. What time does the show start at?" And we're like, "I think it starts at like 7." And he's sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and he's just like, yeah, blah, blah. And we're sitting there bullshitting. You'll never guess who it fucking was.
Oh, Lord.
Maven.
Who?
Maven.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, wow.
And
he's got a podcast now.
It took us like a minute or two, and I was like, shit, that's fucking Maven.
Did you say that while he was like sitting there smoking a cigarette?
Yeah, I was like, because, hungover and ibuprofen.
At least he figured it out before you went inside.
The ibuprofen hadn't kicked in, and I'm sitting there, I'm like,
you said cigarette and wrestler, and I instantly thought of Sandman, and you're talking about ECW.
No, ACW.
Oh, okay. I got it.
ECW. Yeah, ACW is actually run by Hornswoggle.
Ah,
wow.
Yeah, he's still in the independent scene.
Mm-hmm. He actually did a match for Taylor's promotion NRW back in June at Reedsburg Butterfest.
I cannot wait to do a podcast on Tyler's promotion whenever he runs his next show. That's gonna be fun.
His next show won't be for a little bit. I can update you off the air on that one.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look at our messages, but yeah, he's got some interesting stuff going on. His actual last show, he had Nick Dinsmore.
Nice.
And Nick Dinsmore helped the NRW Tag Team Champion defend the NRW Tag Team Championship.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know he was still wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have gone really, really long, but it's a little bit more than an Hour of Powerrr podcast because we had Mims, we had Catie, we had Kara, we had trivia, we had fan mail. We did a ton of shit tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, we're happy to have you on. Knighton, we'll have Brody on, your favorite, next week for trivia. How about that?
All right, fine.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that one.
All I'm saying is if I
one.
go flawless, you're buying me something from the shop, pal.
Okay, I promise I will.
Okay.
And it's not a replica belt, right?
No.
It's best pricey.
No, I don't fucking want a replica belt. Even though I would, that's too pricey.
Okay. Well, this has been a tremendous Hour of Powerrr podcast this week. We can't wait to hear from you guys. And remember to share the podcast, like it, do whatever you can to get its name out there. We appreciate it.
Whew.
That's it. That's
well,
all.
I'll talk to you filthy animals later.
Thanks, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy
you
New
as well.
Year. Bye.